Hello, happy Friday, ladies. I'm so excited to kick this call off because this is something that I've been over the last 5 years really working on myself. And lately, I feel like I've really stepped into areas of big growth and having big visions for myself. And it's still really scary at times, but I see how necessary it is and how so often it is our own fear and our own self-doubt that's holding us back from doing the big things and really going for the things we truly want. So I'm excited to dive into this. But first, just to get started, I would love for you guys to put in the chat very first thing that pops into your mind of your first goal in your business that you want to hit right now. Like from wherever you're at, your very next goal, where are you at? So I would love for you to put that in the chat. Just first thing that pops into your head, easy goal, the next thing that you want to hit. And then I want you to go a little bit deeper. And then I want you to, where do you see yourself in 5 years in your business? And I know this is like a big, right? Like you're like, I don't know, what do I want to do in 5 years? But I want you to think about the second goal being like, if you had no limit to what you were capable of doing, forget your current circumstances, forget whatever that is right now for you, what would be your dream goal in your business in 5 years? What would you love to see for yourself? And I want you to put that in there. And then we're going to move forward with these. We're going to talk about these, but we're also going to kind of do a full circle moment at the end of this call. So really put those in there. And I'm just going to check out what you guys are saying right now. Just have an idea. Okay. So first person. Yes. And oh my goodness, my chat just went like way far back into a different chat. That was weird. Okay. First person signing up, locking in Emerald, inviting my next 3 people and getting them signed up. Okay. And then digging deeper is working from home, supporting my family, running the business full time, earning my spot at Summit. Love that. Make enough money to pay off credit and take a family on vacation. Yeah. Take family on vacation. I love that. Okay. These are awesome. So we're going to work with these, because I'm going to give you guys some things to think about today. Number one, first of all, I just want to ask you also in your business right now, do you feel like you're moving the needle forward every day? Do you feel like you're moving, having progress, having growth, or do you feel stuck? Do you feel stagnant? Do you feel comfortable and constant in what you're doing because it's easy and safe? Or are you pushing your limits? Are you pulling yourself out of your comfort zone? Are you moving forward? And this is something that, yeah, maybe we're stuck because of what we're doing, or maybe we're doing all the things and we don't know why we're not moving forward or making progress. Like there's a lot of different reasons why we might feel stagnant in our business or feel comfortable. Which in our business, feeling comfortable is really, that's not growth, right? If we're feeling comfortable, we're not stretching, we're not moving forward. So right now, does somebody mind sending Regina the link in the team chat? She's trying to get in. So right now I'm going to run you guys through 2 scenarios. So we're going to talk about, I'm just going to call them person A and person B. So we're going to talk about 2 people here. And first, we're going to talk about person A is someone who's had the same job all their life, very comfortable. They were trained in this. They feel really confident in this. It's what they've been doing for years. Same job, they're really good at what they do and they're successful, but they want to make a change. They don't feel like doing that the rest of their life. They want to do something different. And then we're going to slide over to person B, someone who's had a lot of different jobs, never really felt great at any of them, maybe just never really felt confident and doesn't really know what's next for them. That's person B. And whatever one you relate to, like kind of hold on to that because we're going to move forward with these 2 scenarios. So back to person A, right? This person's great at what they do. They have had this job for years, super comfortable, but there's really nowhere to go, right? They're just kind of stuck in what they're doing. They make enough money, they're doing great, but they just don't love it. They don't love what they're doing. They don't have a passion about it and they want to make a change. So this person decides to start a new business, just something they've never done before, but they have a passion about. They love to do it. They want to do it. And they go into it with this, I'm going to make it work attitude. Like, I'm going to do this. And they start this business on the side at first because they can't let go of what they're doing yet until they get good at it, right? So they're going to learn, they're going to start this business, but they're, like I said, going to work diligently, knowing with this mental attitude of if someone else can do it, why not me? Why can't I? They're going to learn to do it. And they're going to go into it with excitement and a drive and a passion for, I have this vision of what I want to do. I want to do something that I love. I want to make this business, whatever that is, right? But they're going into it with that mental attitude of, if someone else can do it, why not me? And they're going to learn how to do it and make it work. Now we're going to slide back over to person B. Person B is not feeling confident in anything that they're doing, and they're just kind of bouncing around, making it work. And they don't know what's next for them, but they decide to start something new. Not sure how it'll turn out. It's very unknown. It's pretty scary. But they're going to do it. They're going to give it a try. But they go into it with that attitude of like, I don't really know how this is going to work out for me, but I'm just going to do the things and give it a try. Well, then this person starts to borrow belief from people who say, you can totally do this. Like, you got this. And they remind you, if someone else can do it, why not you? What makes them special? And you start to be like, okay, maybe I can do this, right? Like, okay, sure. Like, you really think I can do this? All right, maybe I can. And you start to move forward. They start to take this messy action. They start to lean in. And all of a sudden, they start to borrow this belief from other people and start to move forward and set some goals and think, okay, maybe I can do this. Well, sliding over to person A again, this person has made it happen. This person quit their other job, started this new job they knew nothing about, but they made it work. They learned what they needed to learn. They went into it with that go-getter attitude. And their work was on magazine covers. Like, they made it happen big time for themselves. And now they've owned this business for 6 years and it's only gotten bigger and better. Now, back over to person B, this person has also made their business work, has also learned to borrow that belief, make it their own, and really lean into that and grow their confidence and realize, hey, I can do this. I can totally do this. And now I have the confidence because I allowed someone to help me out. I allowed someone to encourage me. I allowed someone to do this. And now both of these people have found success, right? So maybe you resonated more with person A. Maybe you're a go-getter and you're like, let's do this. I got this. If someone else can do it, so can I. And you have big dreams, big visions for what you want, and you go out there and you get it. Or maybe you're person B and maybe everything's a little scary and you're not super confident and you need some help. But notice both of these people made it happen. Both of these people in the end had the same outcome and they were successful. But what was the major difference between the two people in the first place? It was confidence, right? Belief in themselves and the idea of, I can do this and I know what I want. And that is what can get us there more quickly. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys and tell you that person A is my husband, person B is me. So person A, literally my husband, this was a huge story I told in the beginning. The first time I ever did a team call, I told this story because person A was literally, my husband did flooring for 10 years. Super great at flooring. He made good money. He liked it, but he was like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm not passionate about it. I want to change it up. When he decided to do his off-road business, he literally learned everything from YouTube. He watched videos, he taught himself how to do it. He went forward and he just made it happen. Within a year, he quit his other job and he went full time into this. He does massive fabrication for industrial companies now. He's done things for PG&E. He's made helicopter baskets. He does all of this. And it makes us laugh because he tries to hire people and they come in and they're like, I have this certification and this certification for welding. And he goes, that's nice. I built my business on YouTube. He's like, I don't have certifications. I don't need any of that. He's like, can you weld? That's what I need to know, right? So my point being, like, he had his truck on magazines. Within the second year of his business, his truck was on the front cover of 4-Wheel magazine. And I just remember watching this and me being the person I am with this self-doubt and when, no confidence. And I'm sitting here and he just went out there and got it. He's like, I have this big goal. I want to do this because it sounds awesome and fun. And I'm going to make it happen because if someone else can do it, so can I. And I just saw that. And honestly, when I started my business with Body, he's the one that encouraged me to do this. And he's the one that really set that example for me and helped me to lean in. And once I started getting that from, other partners who leaned in and were like, hey, would you like to talk on our team call? And I'm like, me? Like, what? And that really built my confidence because I realized I have something to share. I can do this. Like, why not? Right? I've done this. And I want you guys I mean, first of all, like if you hadn't already put that in the chat, which one do you resonate with more? Is he's person? Yeah. So I'm curious, A or B, because I mean, I think some people are major go-getters and maybe it depends on what we're doing, but we're going to feel different at different times. But I have always, for the most part, been person B. But this has changed for me dramatically since I realized that it was my own vision and my own belief or lack of belief in myself that was preventing me from doing the things I wanted to do. And I want to share with you guys that last, like 2 weeks ago, my coaching session with Brendan Bouchard's team was about clarity. And one of the things that really struck me is she was asking me about my business goals. And I played small, even now, like who I am now, like I have these kind of goals. But at first I came in going like, I want this and this and this. And then I thought to myself, why do I want this? Because one of her questions was, why is this necessary for you to reach that goal? Why is it a necessity? And I'm like, well, it's not really. It's just something that I want to do. And she's like, well, that's not enough. Like your goals need to have a necessity to them. And so it really got me thinking, like, is this my goal? What? And I started having to break it down and really kind of reiterate, like, what do I want? What is my goal? So then I reset my goal. And then we had this talk on clarity. And one of the things that she asked me was because I kind of shared my uncertainty in it. And I was like, I don't know, is this my goal? And so she's like, well, let me ask you this. She said, are you making this goal right here, right now? Like your long-term dream big goal, are you making it based on your current circumstances? Or are you making it based on your future? And I thought that was so interesting because how many times do we play small thinking of what we're capable of right here, right now? But is that all we want for ourselves? Or do we want more? Do we want to be someone different in the future? And I absolutely loved that because it's so true. She's asking me about a 20-year goal. And I'm sitting here going, well, I have a toddler and I have this and she's like, in 20 years, your kids will be out of the house. Like, so she's like telling me that I realized how much I was letting my current circumstances dictate my future goals, even that far out. And how important it is that we recognize that and really find clarity on what we want. And we're talking like big time goals because we are often our own fear and our own self-doubt is what gets in the way of us really even understanding what we truly want because we're afraid to admit it. Like we're afraid. And I want to share with you guys, I'm going to be completely flat out honest with you guys because I really had to readjust my goals because last year at Summit, I saw the elite coaches, elite partners walking across stage. And I thought to myself, I want to do that someday. Like someday I want to be an elite coach that walks across the stage. If you guys don't know, elite means top 200 in the company. And now it's changed. You used to have to be 5-star elite, which would be 5 diamonds under you. Now they've changed it so that you can, with the right amount of elite points, you can actually do it by being a 2-star and have the right amount of other like team building points. So that's really amazing. But I want to tell you that I sat there in my seat at Summit and I thought, I want to do that, but I want to do it as me. I don't want to do what they did to get there. I want to do it my way. I don't want to sacrifice time with my family. I don't want to be so stressed out and frustrated. I don't want to push a team in order to get them there, like in a bad way. Obviously I want to push you guys to grow, but like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to pressure people who don't want it. Like that's not, to me, that doesn't feel good. And some of those partners walk across the stage because they shove people where they don't want to go. And I don't want that. That's not me. And I don't want to do that. And so it really, then when I was talking to my coach in my session, I'm like, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it my way. And she's like, that's clarity. Like that right there is knowing what you want. And so I really finally found the necessity of, for me, what I want and how I want to do it. And I do want to be elite. I'm going to tell you guys that I do want to do it. And that is my big goal. I want to walk across that stage and I want to be elite. And I know what it means for me. For me, it's not like the recognition of doing that and the, whatever it takes to get there. For me, it's knowing that I did it my way and I proved it to myself and I did it authentically in a way that feels good and in a way that I can help my mom when she needs help financially. And we can help Chris's parents when they need help, financially, or, when we need to take off work because they need help, or, I want to do it in a way where I'm here for my kids and I can be dropping things whenever I want, but also supporting us financially and helping my husband not to have to work so much and not to be so stressed because I'm contributing in that way. And we love to travel. That's another thing that's like important to us. And now it costs 4 times as much to travel, right? So these are things that to me, these are the necessity part of it. This is why it's necessary that I get myself there. But first and foremost for me, my goal and my vision of being elite that way is, like I said, to prove to myself that I'm capable of it. Because for so long, I was the person that looked at people like that and I thought, well, that's so cool for them. I could never do it. I'm not capable. I'm not smart enough. I'm not driven enough. I don't have enough influence to help people, like whatever it is, right, that we tell ourselves. But for the first time ever in my life, I see that and I want to be up there as me authentically. And it sounds super scary for me to say that out loud because that's a huge goal. And I want you guys to know too, like whether or not you guys are my people to help me get there or not, like, or if I need to go find other people who are like really wanting to move their business forward, but like we're all going to do this together no matter what. And I am going to help you in any capacity you want, but I'm not going to push you anywhere you don't want to go. And so for me, it's like a big scary goal because then sometimes I think, oh my goodness, are my partners going to think like, oh, like she's depending on me to do this? I'm not. I'm depending on myself to find the people that are runners and to help everyone in whatever capacity they want. And that's how I want to reach my elite goal. And so I want you guys to think about this for yourselves. Are you playing small? Are you content in what you're doing right now? Maybe you're showing up every day, maybe you're sharing consistently, maybe you're inviting people consistently, but maybe you're not moving your business forward. Why is that? Is it because you don't see yourself progressing? Because that's the very get-go. The second we start to spiral down and we tell ourselves, right, we're like, it's just not working for me. Maybe this isn't right for me. Maybe people don't want to join me, whatever it is, right? We have this like downward spiral that we all do at times. If we're telling ourselves that, that's the energy we're showing up with. So I want to give you guys another quote to think about, a scenario. This quote that I heard is that people want to follow people who know where they're going. So where are you going? Where are you going in your business? What do you really want out of this? Because if you don't have a destination, people look at you and they're like, well, I see her, she's working out, but what's she want? Like, what is the point of this? What is she doing? Where is she going? Right? And so it's super important because we think about like say you're lost in a city and you see two types of people, right? You see the person that's like on a mission. They totally know what they're doing. Maybe they live there and it's obvious, like they know where they're going. You want to ask that person, right? Or do you see the person on the corner that like has no idea what they're doing and they're like, oh yeah, I don't really know the area, but like I'm trying to find my way. If you want to come with me, you can do that. Like you can follow me and we'll just wander around together. Like, right? Which one are you going to ask when you're trying to get to a destination? So I want you to think about that when you share with people. My son is crying and my dog is howling. um, but I want you to think about that when you're trying to, share with people, whether it's on your stories, whether it's on your posts, whether you're actually inviting people. Are you sharing what your destination is? And do you believe it yourself? And it's super important that you get really clear on these goals. So I want to share with you, maybe you're having a hard time making goals. Maybe you don't know what you want to do. A lot of people are in that boat. Like maybe you don't know what you want in this business. Maybe you started this business just for the discount or just for the accountability. And you're like, I don't know if I want more than that. I'm not sure. Right. And that's okay. But you have to know where you're going if you want people to join you, because they're not going to join you if you're just, if you're just like, I am just doing this thing, like, and you're comfortable and you're stagnant, or are you like, I have these big goals and I'm running for them. Who wants to come? Right? Like, how much more motivating is that where you're like, wow, this girl knows where she's going and she's taking the steps to get there and I can follow that. So it's super important. Sorry, my kids are talking to me. Okay, so I'm going to run you through. This is a way that we can help with clarity on our goals. And we're going to talk about, there are two different ways that we can find clarity in our goals. So you might be one of, you'll pick which path you want to take. So there's two paths. So the first one is which one? Maybe you know a ton of different goals and a ton of different paths that you can take in this body business, right? So you have to choose a path. One really good way to do this is to just list out every possible scenario. So write them all down, like emerald, diamond, 1 star, 2 star, elite. Like, what do these mean for you? Success club, like wherever that is for you, success starter, signing up, a certain amount of people, or hitting success club every single month for a year. There's so many different goals. Yeah, they might be financial goals. So which path, if you have a financial goal though, this is what I'm talking about. So say, I want to make XYZ amount of money. Okay, what is the path you need to take to get there? How many people do you need to sign up every month to get there if you're just basing it on commission? Or how many partners do I need to sign up if I'm basing it on bonuses that I'm going to get from them, right? Like there's so many different avenues to go about this. And I will tell you guys right now, I had no idea until I hit diamond and like am close to hitting 1 star, how much more compensation you tap into when you hit 2 star. It's a huge difference, you guys. I just want you to know right here, right now. You're like, even going from emerald to diamond is a huge compensation difference because of the bonuses and different volume like accruals that you get. So you're not only making, your commission that you're making, that's one stream of income. When you hit diamond, you're making another 2 streams of income. When you hit 2 star, you can open up a second business center, and all of a sudden you're getting like multiple streams of income and your paycheck is growing a lot bigger. So then I want you to see which path feels good. List them all out and write them all out. Like, where are the different ways that I can go and how does it feel? What feels good to you? And try it that way. Like, open it up to your mind and see what feels good to you. And then the second way is maybe you already know what you want. Maybe, you see what you want. You have that big clarity goal. You have that destination. So what's the gap? Like, what's the gap between now and where you want to go? So this is the how-to method. So you had which one or how to. So how do you want to get there? How do you make it happen? So we can, maybe find, I know for me, one of my big goals is onboarding. I really want to hit 2 star. That's my next really big goal. And in order for me to do that, I know I needed new onboarding systems that I felt confident in, which was why I made that new partner mentorship for all of us so that we could feel confident to invite to the business and have something so they could get started on the right foot. I know another thing I really need to work on is how to effectively connect with more people. And then finding what can, like I said, help us fill that gap and taking that messy action, even when we don't feel super confident about what we're doing. Because the only way to learn is if we're actually moving forward. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, which one or how to, and find the clarity in your goals. So when you think about back to those goals that you set in the first place, you have your initial goal, right? small, maybe, maybe it feels really big to you. I know that mine did in the beginning. But those are your like first goals, right? So you can use that clarity, like, how can I get there, right? Like, what do I need to do to make that happen? And break it down. And that's what's really important about having these big visions and these big goals is we can kind of work in reverse. Like, if I want this, like, for instance, if it's a financial goal, if I want this, what are the different ways? Am I familiar with a compensation plan? Do I know how to get there? Or am I just kind of winging it, hoping I bring on people? Am I just like, oh, I'm just gonna, because I will be totally honest with you guys, the compensation plan, like for years has been like, and I'm just like, I'm just going to sign up as many people as I can. But then I realized I was spending so much time trying to get commissions just based off selling supplements and total solution packs. I was missing out on this whole other stream of income I could have been by trying to recruit more partners and trying to help people grow businesses and start this opportunity the way I did. And then when I realized that, I realized how much simpler getting to my goal of 2-star is. And it made it feel less scary and it made it feel more possible. So make sure you have that clarity around your goals. When you set those goals, think about how you're going to get there. What are the steps that you're going to take? And then the number one thing, like I mentioned, the difference between those scenarios that I showed with me and my husband, right? Starting our businesses, the difference was he hit his goals a million times faster. And the reason was he believed in himself and his confidence to do it in the beginning. He went for it knowing I've got this. Like, if someone else can do this, so can I. And I'm going to learn to make it happen. And he did. Whereas for me, it took a lot longer, right? So, regardless of which one you are, both of those scenarios had the same outcome, right? Like, we both ended up in spots where we feel really good and really successful in what we're doing right now. But we took totally different paths. So, I want you to remember whichever one you resonate with most, getting to where you want and having that big vision and getting there is absolutely 100% possible for you, no matter which way you do it. But you have to either, number one, believe in yourself and find your confidence and move forward, or let others in when they believe in you and borrow it until you make it your own. And that was absolutely huge for me. Like, I needed someone to help me and to help me to know that I've got this and I can do this. And I want you guys to know that I'm 100% here for you guys. And I believe in every single one of you. So I just want to remind you with love that you cannot get where you're going or where you have an idea that you want to go if you don't have a solid destination and a solid route to get there. So something to think about today. If you have goals, if you have financial goals, if you have rank goals, whatever that is for you. Like I said, for me, yes, it's financial and what that means for me and my family and our ability to help our parents and whatever we need. But also, it's for me to get up on that stage and to not only be like, I did that. I did that. I believed it was possible and I did that. But for me, it's to show others what's possible for them too. So if you're the me that was me 5 years ago, that's like, I don't really know if I can do this. It's all unknown. I'm not really sure. You 100% can do this and you can make it happen. And it is my goal to get there on that stage and to show other me's that it's possible. That is the feeling that I want when I walk across that stage. I don't want to walk across that stage and like know that I struggled so hard to get there in a way that feels icky. I want to do it in a way that feels great and in a way that I can make people proud and know that they can feel that way too. So I hope that that's helpful for you guys to think about those goals and those clarities. I want you to think about writing down the goals, writing down the different paths, the different avenues, and getting really, really clear on that. And then I would love if you guys would share those. If you want to share them like on the comments in the Facebook page, or if you want to share them in the chat or whatever, but I would like to take note of those goals so that I can do my best to help you as well. So, do you guys have, I'm going to wrap it up in just a minute, but do you guys have any questions before I stop the recording? 60, 90-day goals. Is that a
Yeah,
question?
I'm just wondering, are you looking for our 60 goals, 30-day goals? Like I just want to make sure what you're asking us to think about and put together so we can share that with you.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time, Amelia? My kid.
That's okay. That's okay. Kids are kids. No problem. I just wanted to 30, 60 or
Uh-oh, you're cutting out now.
gotten together to share. Oh gosh. I'm in a bad signal area. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to see. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
The signal is terrible here. Okay, how about now?
I
Can
think
you hear me?
yeah.
You want like 30, 60, 90-day goals from us, or what are you looking for us to think on and share with us?
Yeah, so I think that having those the goals that you share, honestly, I would love to see your big vision goals. I would love to see the big, like, let go of your circumstances, let go of all of the self-doubt and just throw it out there. Like, what do you want from this business? If nothing, if you could dream big in this business and just tell me what your ultimate goal is, like, and I promise you, like, I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna like make sure you make this like you can change your goals and you can, but I want to know right here, right now, like, do you have the big vision goal? That's what I want to see. So, and like I said, this can be super scary. And I have to admit, like, that's what I was talking myself out of this goal as I was having my coaching session with my coach. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, I can hear you like talking yourself out of it because of the circumstances that you are currently in, you know. And she said, do you want this? And she actually had me close my eyes and envision like my biggest goal and where I see myself. And then I'm like, yes, like I had that clarity moment of like, I do want this. Like, I'm super scared to say it out loud because what if I can't make it happen? And we all have those thoughts, right? Well, what if it's so scary. What if I can't do it? Or what if like all my partners quit at once and then I have to start from, you know, like you have all these thoughts, right? But my point being is those goals should be scary, but you should move forward anyway, knowing that you can do this if you believe in yourself and your ability to get there. So I want to hear the big goals. I want to hear the big, scary, like forget everything, forget all the self-doubt and everything else. Just give me the big, scary goals. So I would love if you guys could share those. And then also I wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing a 90-day, some of us, I think, watched the Slay Squad call last week. Or that was this week, I think. But she shared about doing 90 minutes of work for 90 days straight. And I just want to let you guys know, I'm going to set something up for that for myself. And if anyone wants to join in, but I'm going to commit to that because I have big goals and I want to get there. And I know that being like, I did some work today, or, oh, I didn't feel like it today, or I got pushed out of the way, that's not going to get me there. And I know that. And I know, like, I was listening to a training this morning and she was saying, it makes me so sad when people start this business and they have big financial goals or they want to quit their full-time job and do this, but then they come in here and they don't treat it like a business. And she's like, it makes me so sad because they're like, oh, I can't do this. And it's like, well, if you put the work in, you can do it, but you have to show up for yourself as if you're your own boss, which you are, right? So it's super important because obviously, if you get a job, say you get a part-time job somewhere, and then you're like, oh, I'm not going to show up today. Like, are you going to keep that job? Are you going to get paid for that job? No, right? Like, you're expected to be there and to show up. And so, how amazing is it that we have an opportunity right here that we've already signed on for where we can work 90 minutes a day and be successful? 90 minutes. That's not even part time. So, I want you guys to really lean into that. And I know that I need to do that for myself because sometimes I feel like I do like a big long day and then I'll do like nothing the next 2 days. And then I'm like, oh no, you know, and it gets off track. So that small, consistent action is really going to pay off. So, okay, make sure I see the chat pulling up. Okay. I love this. Okay, Sarah, and make sure you share this somewhere more permanent because I'm not going to be able to. So like I would love if you guys would share this on the Facebook post of this call where I'm going to put the recording. If you guys can share that in the comments, that would be awesome. Because then we can all see, and then everyone who watches the recording can do that as well. I love these though. These are so good, you guys. And get specific, like really specific. And that's something that my corporate mentor Tiffany always talks about is she says, you know, what's your big dream goal, but then also what does that look like? Like how are you going to get there per month and then per week and then per day? Like how do you, you know, say your goal is like I want to sign 5 people up in a month. Okay, so that sounds kind of big, right? Like that's for some of us, that's like big and scary. So how about per week? What does that look like, right? Like, can you sign up one person per week and then one extra? Like one person a week. We could do that. Like, that's not a huge thing. It is a huge thing if we're not taking action and if we're not sending our invites and if we're not making our posts and if we're not talking with people who comment on our stuff or we're not, you know, checking in with people who are liking our stories or watching us every day, right? So we have to be taking the action and working in order for it to work. So I just really ask of you guys that if you come in here and you have goals and if you have, you know, especially financial goals, just don't come in here and be like, oh, it doesn't work when you're not showing up because that makes me sad because this business is a great opportunity. And look at all of these women. There are thousands of body coaches and there are tons of them who like make it big and retire their husbands. Like, right. They did that. A lot of these women, most of these women have like 3 children and they do this. So I'm just telling you, you have everything they have, everything. So don't doubt yourself because the difference between you and them is that they take consistent action and they work for it and they have a destination and they have their route plan to get there. That's it. So I want you guys to remember that. That makes me emotional to say that because I feel that for myself too. It's like sometimes we look at them and we're like, oh my goodness, that's so cool for them. I could never do that. Yes, you can. We can do that too. The only difference is they continue to show up and they continue to do the things, even if it's just 90 minutes a day. And you guys all have that. I know you do. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys get back to your Fridays. I'm going to go check on my kids because they're freaking out. I love you guys. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Let's take a picture. Thank you, Julie. All right. Let's take a picture real quick. Cheese. Happy Friday. Oh, hold on. My lead's coming. Okay. Cheese. You can tell I have kids. Cheese. You can say whatever you want, but you know, with kids, you say cheese.
Totally, totally in the other section too.
I love it. I love it. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye.